Today, we are checking out a bass that honestly really surprised me. We've got the Artist APJ4A Deluxe bass, and it has a spec sheet that is pretty ridiculous for the price. But the big question is, does this bass actually hold up, or is it just a really long spec sheet? Let's find out. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, welcome. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if you are a loyal follower or you have seen some other videos of mine, you might have noticed that I have invested in a lapel microphone so I don't have to shout at you all the time. Also trying a new thing out with some lighting, but I'm always trying to make these videos a little bit better. So if you have any tips for me, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Now, today's episode is sponsored by Artist Guitars. They have sent me this bass, but they haven't told me to say anything or do anything. So everything that you hear and see today is my own opinion. So the Artist APJ4A. First impressions are really good. The neck is really comfortable to play. It follows a pretty standard precision bass profile, but the fit and finish is superb. I've had this one for a couple of weeks and there hasn't been any sharp fret edges or weird buzzing. And for me, that's really important when getting a new bass in the rack. And of course, why do we like roasted maple necks? Well, in theory, when you roast the wood, the moisture escapes, which can lead to better stability over time. For me personally, I think roasted maple necks just look great. I really love the vintage tint that it gives it, and it's something that you see in the more premium end of town, so great to see on this bass. Jumping into specs, we have got a poplar body which is coated in a brilliant white glossy finish, but it is also available in 3-tone sunburst. And the hardware on this bass is actually quite good. As you can see, we have a high mass top loading bridge, and usually when I get a precision or jazz bass, this is one of the first things that I swap out. So really good to see that it comes with it from factory. Moving up, we've got a PJ pickup configuration. Both pickups are Al Nico. As you can see in the neck, we have a split coil precision bass pickup, and in the bridge position, we have got a jazz bass pickup. These are controlled by a variety of dials. From top to bottom, you've got a volume dial for the neck, followed by a volume dial for the bridge, which also is the toggle for the active and passive circuits. When the active circuit is engaged, you can use the treble and bass EQs as a boost or a cut. They also have a handy nib in the middle so you know when you're flat. A small feature that I really love about this bass is the truss rod adjustment at the heel of the neck. I much prefer this position just because it's so much easier to access rather than up the top where the nut is, where all the strings are bunched up. Speaking of the nut, I was really pleased to see that this bass comes with a bone nut. Moving up to the bling on the headstock, we have got a string bar instead of a string tree. Why I like string bars is that they capture the A, D, and G strings at the headstock. A string tree is what you typically see on a precision bass or a jazz bass, and that only captures the D and the G string. So a really nice small detail that artists have considered for this bass. And finally, we have 4 high quality tuning pegs. As you can see, they're a really neat design from the back, but the actual performance of them is quite good. They're very smooth to tune up, they hold pitch really well, so really no complaints at all. So how much does a spec sheet this long actually cost? Well, on Artist Guitars website right now, you can get this bass for only 449 Aussie dollary dues. That includes free postage across Australia, and of course it is backed by Artist's 100-day free returns policy, as well as a 3-year warranty. Now, I am sure that you are hanging out for a jam, so without much further ado, let's see how it sounds. All right, so that is both pickups on full. We are in passive mode right now. Let's see how this neck goes. Just this pickup now. That's sounding great. Let's do the bridge pickup, see what we can do there. Cool. Let's go both pickups back on. We're going to go active now. So pushing that down engages the active circuit. We've got the treble and the bass EQ. They're both on flat. Let's just see how that goes. Cool. Let's go back to the neck and let's boost this bass up. Yeah. Let's go back to both pickups on full, and let's do full everything. Let's go full treble, full bass, full neck, full bridge. Let's do it. There's so much variation that you can get in this bass. This is crazy. I love it. I'm really curious to see what a cut does. Let's do a full cut on the treble. Real mellow. Just neck, full cut treble, full boost bass. Let's go. Alright, let me know what you thought in the comments below. Personally, I really liked this bass. What I like about it most is how versatile it is. I feel like I could take this bass to pretty much any band rehearsal, or perhaps a long set of covers, or something that requires a few different tonal variations, because this bass would be able to do a lot of it really, really well. And you're probably thinking, who is this bass for? Now, of course, for the price, one would assume that a bass like this would be well suited for a beginner or someone starting out on their bass journey, which, although that may be true, this bass would be a really good one to have in the rack if you're looking for something that's really capable, very versatile, and can cover a whole lot of genres. Anyway, thank you so much for coming along to check out the Artist APJ4A bass. If you liked today's video, drop me a thumbs up. And of course, head over to Artist Guitars, tell them that I sent you, tell them that you love them, check out their website. They've got a whole bunch of things up there right now. But until then, keep on rocking, and I'll see you next time.